Textease Studio CT Database application. Up to the toolbar control and select the database toolbar. As you can see, there's only one item that I can select here. I'm going to build a single user database so that all the information gets recorded on one computer. If I was connected to a network, I may well build a multi-user database and build a capture sheet where anyone who has access to the network could add to it. So I've created a single user database and I'm going to build the data capture sheet now. My first field is going to be name because I'm going to build a database about how students travel to school, and this field is going to be a simple free text field. I'm now going to build a field called how. How do we get to school? That is also going to be a text field, but I'm going to use a list to select from. Some people walk to school, some come by bus, some come by bike, some come by car, and then some may come in a different way, so I'll add other as the last one. I'm now going to add a field about how they come to school, and that's also going to be a text type with a list. On your own, with an adult, with a friend, or other. So now I've built my simple data capture sheet, I'll just close down the other bits and pieces and start filling in the data capture sheet. At the moment there are no records, but when I click on the green cross there, I'm into the first record and I'll enter the first piece of data. The first person is DJ. He came by car and he came on his own. I'll now add another record. KL. He walked with a friend, etc. I could then carry on filling in the records. When a number of records have been entered, we could then scroll through and look at the records like this. We can also look at the records in a spreadsheet format. And we can add to it in the spreadsheet format also. Let's add in the SD, came by bus, and with a friend. Before we move on, let me show you how we can turn off some of the fields to make it anonymous if we wish. As you can see at this moment, all the fields are displayed, but if we clicked here, we could remove the names of the people so that the list becomes anonymous. Now let's have a look at how the database deals with graphical representation. If we click here and say, let's look at the field of how you came to school and view it as a bar chart, let's have a look. We could also look at this same data as various different charts. Let's have a look at it as a pie chart. Another thing we can do with the database application is to interrogate the database. For instance, we may want to answer a question such as, is it true that the people that came by bus also came alone? So what I'd need to do is to create a query to answer that question, is it true that people that came by bus also came alone? What I then do is set the parameters for this query. I choose the field of how, and the conditions are going to be the same as, and the value is going to be bus. At the moment I have about 15 records, but when I click on the query and make it active, we can see how many records that this query returns. By scrolling through, we can see the people in the returned results list, and we can also look at them in spreadsheet mode. We can analyse this data to see if anyone who used the bus also came alone or not. In this case, no one that called the bus actually did come alone. If you would like to see more examples of how the database application can be used, go to your File menu and Examples, then click on Database and select the ones that you would like to see. Enjoy!